So are you doing some other interviews today, or is this your first one today?
It's the first one today.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
All right. Melba Moore, good morning, or I guess
Morning.
it's afternoon by now.
No, it feels morning to me. Yes.
Yes,
I'm just getting started. Yes.
I'm with you.
Do you consider yourself a morning person?
Um, anyway, congratulations on Brooklyn
Thank you.
and your role as Paradise.
Thank you.
You don't have your little dice on today, I see.
No, I thought I would leave that for the stage. She's quite a character. Ms. D-I-C-E.
Yes. This is the story, of course, of 5 homeless people who are get together in Brooklyn. And I saw it in New York, and I have to tell you, I think really I enjoyed it more last night than I did even in New York.
Oh, great.
And you're a big part of the reason I enjoyed it.
Yay.
I must tell you. Homeless people, you know, we just have a tendency to not see them. You know, you kind of walk by them and say, oh, that's sad. But, you know.
I don't know. I'm a New Yorker, and I use the public transportation system quite a lot. So to me, they're almost like a daily part of my life. I find now that I want to be blessed, so I'll prepare to be able to give something. And sometimes I realize that I'm giving the same person all the time, but I'm saying, you know, well, if that condition is constant with them, then they need constant help. And so maybe I need to be constantly blessing somebody so that I can, you know, I have to do my job every day. I don't know. It's maybe because we live in the big, if you live in the big city and you travel with a group of people all day, every day, it gets to be a constant part of your life that I think, I don't know, I can't kind of look aside and see it as something separate from my life. And as much as we struggle to have a peace in our lives, to have some kind of constancy, I can see myself with the same struggle. It's so easy for it to happen to anybody, you know. I don't feel like it's a distant thing at all.
The man who wrote it actually had some life experiences as a homeless person, didn't he?
I don't know about that. I know he had like a quintuplet, I don't know how do you say it, bypass, heart surgery.
Yes.
And that has to be very, very, very traumatic and life-changing in itself. And I know he told me that before the bypass, he was an atheist. And after the bypass, it's not that he was religious, but he knew that there was a power greater than him. So there was tremendous change in his philosophy in life and his focus on what's important about life. And I think that's why Brooklyn was created by him. He wants you to understand that life has a heart that's extremely important, and perhaps one of the best ways you can see it is through difficulty and homelessness and the travesty of war and the brokenness of family, which is what, I mean, Brooklyn is hilarious and it's fun and we sing our faces off, but it's really about heartbreak and overcoming it.
You certainly do sing your faces off. I am telling you, maybe it happens at every performance, but in one of your songs, Raven, you hit some really high notes, as I like to say, notes only dogs can hear. But you hit some really high notes, and you hang on to this one, and while you're hanging on to it, the audience erupted into applause. Now, does that happen all the time?
Yes, but it's not common. I think what happens is there are certain artists that have that kind of thing in them. I think Diana's one of them, and I am, and we were cast for that. It's not an accident, but it's not a common thing, and it's not something that any old body can do, and it's not something I was always able to do. It's something that has come with a passion for my craft. It's a ministry for me as well. It's a privilege that God gives me every day, and I look at it that way, and something sparks so that can happen every day. It's not It's not common at all.
Did you study?
Yes, I studied voice, and I studied music education. I was a teacher. I think it has something to do with it too, because what happens is when you're required to pass this on to someone, you have to put yourself in the other person's place. You have to care about them in that particular way, and I think that serves you really greatly as an artist, because the audience is the other part of you. It's not just an object. You really become one, and you need them to be inspired by you.
You have some interesting costumes, shall we say. The one costume that is made of the black plastic bags. Now, describe it.
And duct tape, and my crown is made of caution tape and candy bar wrappers.
But the original one, I'm told, the original costume cost $3,000 to construct. Had you heard that?
I hadn't heard the price, but I'm sure it does, because the way it's constructed, it has to be in a peculiar way so that it stays, so that when it's traveled, it doesn't fall apart, or somebody doesn't mistake it for garbage. And that as we change venues and change dressers and people that are handling it, that they have to be taught how to handle it in a particular way. My crown car, or my fancy, it's a what do you call it?
Shopping cart.
Shopping cart, yes. But it's rigged in a certain way so that it can open down, you can get into it, and see the dress is also held together with wiring, so that I have to be very careful how to move in it. And you think I'm trying to be sexy? I'm trying not to get hurt by those wires or cut, inside, because of the way that it's constructed, so that it can keep its shape and stay that way, and it won't fall apart or get damaged. So,
is there just one of those?
I think there is just one. I know I had heard them talking about having a backup, but I'm not sure if there is or not. There probably is, because I don't think they would want to take a chance. Just anything could happen, and they wouldn't have a costume.
In the musical Brooklyn, your character and Diana DeGarmo's character are rivals.
Yes.
Yes. Now, does any of that carry over to the real people that you are?
No. One of the difficulties I had is that I have a gentle personality. It's just the way that I am. And so, like, the director was saying, well, put your hands on your hips or something. You look too docile, you have to be feisty. So I really have to work at that. And there's one section where I'm challenging Diana's character, Brooklyn, to a sing-off. And I'm telling you, this is going to, this is a war. And we're face to face in each other's face. And when we were rehearsing, she says, well, you're not even mean. I said, well, I'm going to work at it, okay? So, no. Actually, one of the great joys about being on this tour is that everybody really are the sweet, good, gentle, kind people. And so when you bond with each other, or when you try to do whatever it is you're doing on stage, you really have the support. You don't have to worry about that. You're not in competition. I hope it looks like that, but there's a really total support. It's not something that we're taught or trained to do. It's just how we are. And matter of fact, I have to kind of work against that in my character. She's got to be kind of a little mean. You're not really mean, because some of the things that we say are very serious, and we don't want the audience to feel that we're preaching at them, or that we're trying to tell them something that they don't already know. So I think it's important that we are who we really are, so that you can feel that through the character. And we're not required to be something totally different than what we are. But no, there's no meanness, there's no negative competitiveness, there's only supportive kind of thing to inspire each other to be the best that we are.
Well, the chemistry is great. And I think it's the thing that made me feel closer to the show this time than I did when I saw it in New York, although I liked it in New York as well.
I think that's what I'm talking about, too. There is a goodness about each individual person that kind of carries over and through, so that I think the whole point of the writer's message is one really of human love. And if that's genuinely there in each person, you're going to get that regardless of what we're playing. That's what we're hoping for, that we were cast right in that aspect.
Melba, it's been great having this chance to talk with you. Congratulations on your performance. Hope you have a wonderful time while you're here in Dallas.
Thank you.
And hope that you'll, as we say, hurry back real soon.
Thank you.
This video raises questions and I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering it. And just so you know, I only have one question. How often are you a blessing to someone else? Now please be honest when answering that question. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.